Where are you?
That was the vibe. That was
and
the vibe.
I'm so sorry.
All right, this is a good impression you have too. All right, you guys, welcome back to Hill to Die
Welcome
On.
back.
I'm Grace Lobo.
I'm Greg Melly.
Oh, we got right into it.
We
Look
did.
at
And
us.
we got Jamie behind the camera
We
again
got
today.
Jamie and we
Hello.
got Maxim. We've been gossiping. The vibes are electric.
The vibes are electric, guys. It's a rainy day today, but personality,
Oh, bring up the weather.
it's
No,
telling
wow.
sunshine.
Steal my vibe.
It's the
You know,
first
the thing
time.
about being in this basement is you'd actually have no idea what it's like outside.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yo, crazy. Jack's birthday is coming up. Happy birthday to Jaclyn
By the
when
time
this
this comes
episode
out,
airs.
it'll
It's
already
going
be
to
out.
be really
Yeah.
right there. 102 projected on Jack's birthday.
I thought you were going to say that was her age. I was going to say
No.
the skincare.
Jack's going to be 26 and you're going to look not a day over.
I hope not.
Yeah, you're going to look exactly 26.
Exactly,
Jaclyn.
yeah.
Because I
That's
feel like
enormous
it's an insult to
compliment.
say you look younger than
Younger?
26. I think 26 is like the prime age.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, thanks.
You're not 26 either.
Prime age for a woman. Greg's like, please, I'm
Oh,
about
for
to
a
reach
woman.
my prime.
Yeah.
I will say, I actually think 28 has been one of my favorite ages.
Dude, it only gets better.
I am loving 28. I 24, 25, 26, they're fine. They're hard in some ways.
They're
but
tough.
28, I'm like, oh.
Because
okay.
like 24, 25, 26, you're like, who am I?
yeah, no, not anymore.
And I'm not saying that I know who we are now, but there's a better idea.
I have no clue who
Right,
you are,
but
yeah.
we're getting a better idea. of it.
Totally. No, you're
It
just
only
getting
gets
it
better.
figured out.
I'm really excited for my 30s.
I'm excited for your 30s too.
I'm excited because
Yeah.
I feel like 30s are gonna just be just popping off, dude.
No, I agree. I think it's like you figure shit out in your 20s and then you're like, oh, my 30s. The people who are like, I don't know. One time my cousin said this. She was turning 21 or 22. She was like, well, yeah, 22. It's kind of the last good birthday. I was like, the fuck
I feel like
are you
everybody says
talking
that when they
about?
turn 22. Though. I mean, you don't really know until you
I
start to get
guess,
older,
but,
and then
like-
it's like, all right, this is a fun thing. I'm excited when I turn 40 to have my first kid.
Yeah.
Get weird with just like an old parent kid thing.
Nice. Well, that's how you grew up. So yeah,
Right.
That's what you want. Yeah.
the Shane Gillis bit.
Exactly.
A few things do I relate to the way that I
yeah,
relate
no.
to that bit. But today is going to be a little bit of a different episode. We kind of got a half hour just to rip through some stuff. So
I thought we'd bring back a fan fave, which is me and Greg doing the New York Times 36 questions to fall in love.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I have it up on my phone because I'm a New York Times subscriber. Can you believe?
Yes, because you've told the podcast a couple of times now.
And also, it's 100%. I look like I have like 6 NPR tote bags at home. Like that is my vibe.
Yeah, you do.
I
give
look like
off.
someday I will have a Subaru with a coexist sticker on it.
Wait,
Like,
what's the new
that's-
little bit that I heard that was funny? You don't
What's my
have to
little
tell
bit?
the.
I told him how you look like a MSNBC.
Oh, MSNBC Fox News. Yeah.
Yeah, you're giving
That's actually, you know what?
MSNBC.
That's an older bit, but I'm trying to rework it.
Nice,
That's
good
a
for
bit
you.
from like 2 years ago.
It's a veteran comic right there.
Yeah, I'm
starting to
just
go
going
through
back
old
in the stuff that I'm like,
We
this
can
never
talk comedy.
quite.
You want to talk comedy, or would that be boring?
No.
To be honest, we talked comedy a lot in the last
But
couple
I mean, like,
eps. I know you
specific-
want to talk comedy. I don't think the crowd. I think let's.
Yeah, do the
I don't know.
questions.
We'll talk
Yeah.
comedy after this one.
Sorry, Sean. Shout out to you, Sean. You're the only dude that watches the podcast. Everybody else listens. But
No, my
Sean's
brother
out here
Patrick
watching.
watches too. He
All right,
watches it
well,
for the YouTube.
We obviously have a couple, but I just wanted to shout
Okay,
out. my
I
friend.
believe we left off on the
Cut the part about Patrick, actually.
why.
I don't know. Shout out, Patrick.
Okay.
Uncut it.
You
Cut
know
it,
what's
but then
crazy?
uncut it,
Okay,
and then
so we've
replay
done.
it.
This is our 3rd episode of doing New York Times 36 questions to fall in love.
Thank God she has the subscription.
Thank God I have it. The first time we did it, we got through 12 questions. The second time we did it, we got through 1 question.
Wow.
So there's 3 sets. They break it down into sets of 12. So now we're coming in at question number 14.
And do we want to tell the audience if we've like to catch them
So
up?
yeah,
where we
let's
are?
catch them up. Do you feel in love with me yet?
Less
or
than
no?
I did before 13 questions.
Yikes. Yeah,
What about
I
you?
feel it's less about the questions and more about my interactions with you inside and outside.
I'm starting to
of the
feel a
podcast.
spark from you towards me though.
So, spark?
Like a
You
will
think
they
I'm in
won't
love
they
with you?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna kiss. Is it because we were sitting on the same
Ever
couch
since
the
I
last
gave you that
episode?
one compliment 5 hours ago about how it's hard to just roast a girl.
Yeah,
when
Greg
there's
was
nothing
like, the
physically
thing about
wrong
it's
with.
so hard to roast a woman who's attractive. I was like, Greg. Greg, stop. Jaclyn's here.
Oh my God. Or when I accidentally slipped in the fact that, yeah, I would have you open. And you were like, I heard you whisper to yourself, like, wait, that was really nice.
Yeah, Greg's talking about his special that he wants to do over the summer. He was like, I have Grace open. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, really?
It's probably closer to the fall/spring where too much new material that's fitting in. But we're not going to talk about comedy.
No, we're not
'cause
talking
We're trying
comedy.
to shut down male
Okay,
voices.
the question we left off on was if a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, your future, what would you want to know? We talked about what
Yeah, I
happens
don't want
after
to do
you
that one. That
die.
was stupid.
Next
Well, you
question,
already
number
did it.
14. Is there something that you've dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it?
Ooh.
Crazy question asked 2 people with a podcast who
Or
do
doing too
stand
much,
up.
yeah.
Who are just like, I'll do it. Yeah.
I would say it was stand up for a long time. I
Same
went
here.
through to my vision board before I met Jack when I first moved out to New York, and it was like things to do, like daily goals, and I was checking them off.
such a
And
sweet
then
emo
like
boy.
by 2021 I will,
You got a plan.
and it did stand
And a
up
goal.
comedy, and it was an unchecked box. And I'm
Nice.
like, look at how my life has drastically changed.
Yeah, for the
'Cause
better.
now that's like my goal board is only revolving
I
around stand up.
completely agree.
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there one you have now?
So one more time the question.
Is there something you've dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it?
Ooh,
Probably for me, falling in love. Oops.
process of. I
Probably
don't
probably
know.
get married, have a family. But
I think I've tried most things that I've wanted to do. I think maybe
Go
a
to
year ago
Peru?
the answer would be vacation,
Yeah.
like traveling. But like I want to act more,
yeah,
but it's not like I've never done it, and like I know.
I'd love to
how
be
I am.
rich. That's probably my number one. It's the thing I've dreamed of doing for a long time. In terms of why haven't I done it?
Yeah, that doesn't really seem like that's the question.
Well, I know.
That's like if
okay.
I wish I was 6'5", but I
Is
don't
there
know why I
something you've
haven't done
dreamed of
that.
doing for a long time? Yes, being rich.
Yeah,
Why haven't I done it? The universe doesn't
Talent.
want me to have. The universe wants me to struggle. So
there we go. Makes
Yeah.
you more humble
Yeah,
when you reach that
exactly.
point.
it makes me more resourceful. That
I don't
have
know.
to-
Jack, do you think there's anything that I want to do that I haven't done yet? I feel like we've achieved some decent amount of things.
It's hard to
You guys
think
should
of
get
stuff
engaged
that's
right now.
outside of comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything revolves around this in a sense.
I know what I dream of you to do that you haven't done yet.
And
But we won't get into it.
What, is that therapy?
Yeah, therapy.
therapy.
That's a really big
Yeah.
one.
What else? What were you thinking of?
It's okay.
Pay my parking ticket?
Pay
Pay
your
your
park-
parking ticket.
Pay your
No, I
parking
wanna hear you
tickets.
say
Get a
it.
planner
For sure. Well, it's stuff that I nag you about all the time. We talked about it the other night, so I'm not going to bring it up again.
No, get in a fight. Rehash it on the pod. Let's go.
Nothing like watching somebody get in a fight with someone you can't see.
But I can see them.
You know what I
It's
mean?
awesome. One of mine is I feel like learning to surf has been something I've wanted to do for a long time. I've been trying to learn to surf. Are you eye rolling at me?
It was the Costa Rica.
Yeah, I went to Costa Rica.
I don't want to interrupt you.
Sorry. Nice. Yeah. Greg's thing he's been dreaming of is learning to not interrupt women.
Yeah, but this was the story that I got in trouble
Yes,
for.
I know.
Yeah.
No, but I'd like to like continue doing that. I'd like to keep learning. I'd like that to be something that I'm like, oh yeah, I just know how to do that.
Mhm.
That's something I like casually could do on a vacation, like pick up and be like, yeah, I can go.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like that.
Not to be-
What's next?
All right, next up we got what's the greatest accomplishment in your life? This is a lot of achievement oriented things.
I like
we've
it.
done. Obviously, mine is that we got almost 3,000 views on our last TikTok.
Yeah, for real.
Which many would consider
It
a
might
low
be
number.
3,000. Might be 3,000 by the time this episode.
I think it probably will. We're about 20 away.
29
Yeah.
something. Biggest accomplishment. I would say, dude, deep down, moving to New York.
Really?
Yeah, because that's what made every other accomplishment
Means
like,
something or
possible.
happen.
You know. But other than that, I think tangible is like, definitely the table read. Just the
Oh,
pilot.
the table read was sick.
The
Yeah,
pilot,
yeah.
just being able to, long time, just not giving up on something so quickly. What about
Yeah.
you?
I don't know. I think moving to New York is an interesting one because I met this woman at a show the other night and she was like, I mentioned that I was from Jersey and she was like, and you made it here? And I was kind of like, bro, it's a river. Like, it's pretty. She was like, no, I just feel like the more I like, 'cause she was from New York originally. She was from like Bed-Stuy. And so she's like legitimately from New York. I
Right.
would not consider myself legitimately from New York. However, I grew up less than an hour away. Like I was kind of like, really? It's not like I'm from
Yeah.
Iowa. Like she
Yeah.
was like, now that I like have gotten older, I realize how hard it is for people to get here who aren't from here. I was just like, yeah, it's like it's the Lincoln Tunnel.
A
It's not
U-Haul?
that bad.
Really?
Yeah, it really. My
Especially for you.
parents helped me move in. It
Yeah.
was pretty, but I just thought it was an interesting. I got here when rents were really low during COVID.
Yep, same.
My greatest accomplishment, God, that's like a hard.
It's tough to ask people
Yeah,
who
it's like
are like us.
yeah. I just feel like it's things that I'm like, oh, that's still coming. I mean, I think like
I think the podcast, in a sense, like the ability of keeping with something despite it not going like it giving you reward.
you didn't think it was gonna be mega
immediately.
viral and.
But I mean, like the idea of doing something not because it's
consistency
rewarding
and like
you.
being like yeah,
you know,
yeah, this
there's
will
a
be-
consistent
or believing in
right.
Yeah,
I'm just proud of like a consistency despite an outcome.
yeah. I feel the same way about stand up where it's
Yeah.
like I don't feel like there's any specific thing in stand up that I would be like this is my greatest accomplishment. But I feel I've gotten to a point now with stand up where I would tell someone I meet that I'm a comedian,
Mhm.
like or I'd say I'm a comic, like
Yeah.
that's Because it is weird, like when you meet someone and they're like, what do you do? Because at this point I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I spend so much more of my time doing comedy than I do at my job
Yeah.
that gives me health insurance.
Right, but you're also not in New York to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So
you
it's
are
like,
not
but
what
it's
you are.
weird when someone asks you what you do, though. It's almost like the expectation to say like I'm a comic would almost be like the expectation would be that that's my full-time job.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would agree. I think it's like where I'm at in the. Wait, this one's now. There's an ad. There's an ad for a weatherproof Wi-Fi router.
She has the subscription, but not the premium.
Listen. It's print media, and they're not making a lot of money. I don't begrudge them having ads. What do you value most in a friendship? Probably someone else with red hair.
What? I heard begrudge and I clocked out.
What do you value most in a friendship? It's okay if you don't know the word begrudge. You can
See,
say
that's
it
a
on the
tough question to
podcast.
ask me because all of my friends have left me.
We share this. No,
Yeah.
Dark.
Every male friend I've ever had in my life tends to
not
leave.
Maxim.
I don't know Maxim's last name.
Maxim also keeps referencing his wife, and then we'll be like, who I won't name.
What do I value in a friendship is everything that has not been shown to me over the course of a year.
What does that mean?
You're getting really dark.
He's been
Greg.
really emo in this episode.
Yeah, you've been
I'm
really
wearing black,
emo.
dude. It's a
I
funeral.
actually feel like, Greg, there's been like, you've had like 6 different emotions
Yeah.
on this day that I've seen you.
Yeah.
It's rainy. At brunch, Greg was like, just you're in your kind of mellow space.
Nice.
And then
You're kind of circling back to
You're
that
circling
now.
back.
I'm a man of many emotions.
sure.
Well,
you're an actor,
I
so-
value nothing you like to do more than preface the fact that I'm an actor. I
It's true.
really enjoy loyalty.
I'm your agent, so
I want people to remain loyal. I want people to
that's very.
work
I will
with
say that's
me.
very Scorpio of you.
I want people to work with me. I want people
Sure.
to just fucking like be honest. I love
I agree with you.
criticism. I love
completely.
honesty. I like what Jack and I work so
hate
well
criticism.
together is Jack shits on me when I need to and she pulls me back when I
But
need
they
it.
do love each other.
Yeah. No,
which
but
was
it's
an
like
issue.
Jack is like everything I grew up with in Philadelphia. Like
Yeah.
I didn't have people tell me how great I was. Like I didn't believe in myself until I came out to New York because I
Sure.
was away from a toxic environment.
This is
Not
gonna be
saying
a
my
really
family,
funny
but
episode.
city.
Am I toxic?
But I'm saying no. I'm like,
Remind you of that.
I know that you believe in me more than I believe in myself,
Yes.
but you also will never hold back on a new joke of mine. You will never hold back on an opinion that you have that is your opinion. And
Yeah.
that's what I respect more. Like, it's one thing to believe in somebody, but it's like you're guiding me towards that belief.
I agree with that. I think there's a level of respect that's like there's people that I'm like I don't even respect or believe in you enough to like give you criticism
Right,
because
well,
it's
yeah.
like it doesn't matter.
No.
Like you're not. I think there's a level of you know what, you're worth me telling you this is
Yeah.
a problem or
Yeah.
something.
I think that that's very valuable. And I think that, loyalty and what I heard from someone in my time here that a comic is only as good as the word about him when he's not around.
What do you think the word about you is on the street?
I don't know. I think it's changing.
Melly hasn't had me on his podcast yet. How
Yeah.
about that? Yeah.
I think it's been changing. Like, I think
Yeah.
it's ever changing. I think initially when you start doing comedy and you're dating somebody who's also doing comedy, I am known as Jaclyn's boyfriend and vice versa. Like, we've just been mixed in with each other.
I wouldn't
But
say vice versa.
Yeah, I wouldn't say vice versa either.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. We're kidding.
But I would say that the more I've grown as a comic, especially the past 4 months, it's like I'm starting to flesh out like a something about me.
Yeah.
I'm starting to meet more people, and it's like I've never had bad interactions with people where
Yeah.
people are like, he's a dick. I know one thing, people don't think I'm an asshole
Well,
or like a
To your
bad person.
face.
I'm an asshole, but I'm not a bad
it's
person.
because you do a podcast with a girl.
Well, yeah, why else do you think I did it?
Yeah.
It's a fucking
That's
cheat
true.
code. You know, how every time somebody's like, oh, why? Like, how's the podcast? If it's a guy, I'm like, listen, if you want to start a podcast, do it with a girl.
Do you actually say that?
Every single time. Every time. And I'm not lying. They're like, why? I'm like, because people think you're joking.
Yeah. And you are sometimes.
And even when you're not, they don't know the difference. It's like so easy. I'm like, yo, you can go on there and be like, yo, women tell the worst stories. It never ends. And when there's a girl alongside it, they're like, huh, he's kind of funny. Like, they're so cool together. But if I was doing that with another guy, they're like, oh my,
I feel like
incel.
God, these people hate women.
Yeah, like, ew, this guy's never getting laid.
It's a
yeah.
really, really good cheat code to openly hate women.
Bingo.
Yeah, you're a freaking genius.
I don't hate women. I just,
Just they're annoying.
No.
Yeah.
I shut up. nobody backs women. Okay, first of all, the one clip that we had, women were loving me because I was like, America systematically fucks women and image crisis.
Yeah. They were loving. Women love a short king.
They don't know my height on TikTok.
Yes, they do.
When I'm
we
sitting
talk
down
about
in
it
a
a
couch.
lot, and in that episode, we even talked about it.
I know, but they didn't listen to the episode.
We're still talking about our TikTok controversy. I agree with you about valuing loyalty. I think that's and honesty. Like, even if someone's like I'm so convinced that if I can't make like, let's say you invited me to hang out, and I was like, I should just like really can't. I'm not feeling it. I would never be like, I'm feeling sick, or like I would never make up like even that level of lie. I'm like, you're jinxing yourself.
I mean, we're at a point where it's like,
yeah,
just let me know.
I would be honest with you, but like
Yeah.
I've talked to people where they're like, should I like? They'll be like, oh, I can't make this show. Should I like say I have this, and it's like, no, just tell them you can't.
Yeah.
Like it's just be honest. Like
Yeah.
I think people at the end of the day, yeah, loyalty. Also, I really love a ride or die, which I think is one of my favorite things about you. Is you're a ride or die.
Really?
I feel like you're a ride or die.
Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, you are for sure.
I think, and you expect people to be
yeah,
that.
That's true.
You expect people to be that for you.
Yeah.
But you aren't like I feel like if someone like you'll be a dick to my face, but then I feel like if someone said something about me behind my back to you, you would really be pissed at them.
Yeah, that's a problem of mine, though.
No, but I think that
I've done
Anna's
that at
like that
Mike's.
too.
I've done that at Mike's.
People are talking shit about
where
me.
people will talk shit about somebody else.
Wait,
who
are people talking shit about me?
No. I'm saying people will talk shit about previous comics who I don't even know, and
Yeah.
I will go up there and be like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?"
Yeah.
Like we're all here being comics, trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
and you think you're better than this dude, and I'm like, I don't even know this guy, but I'm like,
Do you think you have a good reputation? I
I
think you do.
I think it depends on the demographic. I
Okay.
think within girls in comedy,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
I think in most cases with men, I do. I think it's
Yeah.
growing in that area, but I
Sure.
think there are some areas of some clubs that for sure they don't like me.
Really?
I think maybe.
Okay.
And you maybe could disagree. Maybe I'm in my head a little bit more.
I don't think anybody doesn't like you.
There's a small pocket of people who I very obviously do not fuck with,
Okay.
who
Names.
but I'm also very close with some people that they're very close with. So
Yeah.
it's like I see them around, but
Yeah,
they're just
it's
I don't
hard.
think they're
You're
good
just-
people. I don't think they'll ever be good comics.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't associate myself with it.
Yeah, but that's about them, not about you.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
all.
Maybe, but I think that because they know I don't like them, maybe that just they'll find a way
Yeah.
to.
That's
I don't
fair.
like super bro-y incel white comics who are like
What?
women this, women that, or like dude gay.
That's
and,
been you this whole episode.
I hate
but
when
it's like
yeah.
but like if
Because
anybody.
like I'm talking to a girl.
But
I'm
listen,
saying it to
but
a woman's
listen,
face.
But
It's
listen,
fine.
but listen. In conversation, I love to just instigate. I love to shit on
Yes,
people.
yes.
that is
I've
my
talked
love
to you
language.
for the last 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
But when it comes to comedy, I don't do comedy because I want to be funny. I do comedy because there's something I want to say.
Right.
And everything that I'm going to make a joke about is because I want to say something.
Okay.
So you're not saying a joke, at women's expense, just to say it, just
Just to
because
say it.
it might
Yeah,
be.
I
It's
am
fun.
saying a
Yeah.
joke because there is an emotion that I feel that is something that maybe even be a bigger problem
Right.
in America that I
Greg,
want to talk
you're
about.
shaping hearts and minds.
You're
out
a
there.
politician.
But comedy's exhausting because I see it so much, and everybody has the same premises. Every dating's weird. This is that.
Okay,
this
to
is
be
this.
honest, now
But
we're getting into
I-
comedy.
I was gonna say.
But I'm like, I wanna talk about
Greg
me.
does want to talk about
I want to talk about something. Like, what makes me feel like I should stand up here and talk about something?
Yeah.
Dating's not weirder for me than it is you.
Well, dating is actually going really well for you.
Yeah.
So.
But that's what I'm saying. That is actually kind of weird.
Yeah.
Dating is weird.
It is crazy that you're so much better at dating than I am.
Dude, I was very bad for a very long time.
No, but you've been doing a really good job for 3 years.
Thanks. Yeah.
Right?
It's pretty hard,
He
but
does
then
do
it's
a
like
good
pretty
job.
easy.
Yeah. I do
It's
think
just,
it's a
it's-
two-way street,
yeah.
but
Mhm.
It really isn't that hard.
It's just about finding your person, Grace.
yeah. Yeah.
Someone where you'll ask them these questions and you'll say, "Oh my God."
Watch out,
That's what
Jaclyn.
I was
Greg and I are
thinking.
about to fall in love on this next one. Okay, number
I
17
keep
is
my
tricky.
triangles tight.
The next two are intense, and you're pulling memories. 17 and 18 are what is your most treasured memory and what is your most terrible memory. I'm saying both at the same time because I feel like terrible might come to mind for us both.
Yeah, terrible.
These are hard. In theory, are you supposed to be on a date with someone being like I feel like I would be. This is like a
It's a
college
tough question
essay.
to ask a girl.
where
Yeah,
I-
what was the worst thing that happened to you when you were
what's-
17 years
I
old?
had this happen to me one time. I was out at this I was on a school field trip. I was in high school. This girl I knew was like, she just turned to me making conversation. He goes, "So what's the second worst thing that's ever happened to you?" I was like, First of all, why we go second worst?
This.
It's like she had number one.
Yeah.
She was like, I know what it's got to be.
She's like, this
number
girl
one.
probably got raped.
It was like just in case number one was really bad.
Yeah.
That's wild.
What an interesting conversational topic.
Yeah.
When I was 18,
Are we going terrible or treasured?
I'm not going to talk about the most terrible thing because
I think good. Yeah.
I would do it in public, but I don't want my parents to see it. I will tell you off pod.
Okay. That's on the Patreon episode. If you
Yeah.
want to know the most terrible thing.
Unless that Patreon uses my dad's credit card, and then they are not allowed to see that. I mean, the best thing was like, I don't know. I got suspended in senior year in high school.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
What'd you do?
Yeah, it was a long story. I was
Okay.
innocent. But I think my mom thought I was going to kill myself, so
my
she let
God.
me.
This is a darker episode.
I
than
don't think I know she did. So
anticipated.
that was kind of easier. 'Cause the punishment wasn't as bad after the first couple of days because I think my mom was like, well, we might not have another son. So we're gonna have to
Okay. Well,
let that be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Best memory. I actually, before I started doing stand up, I was older than that. I don't know. I don't.
You can read it from any point in your life.
I did. The first time I ever got on the stage, I did 30 minutes of stand up comedy in Philadelphia.
What?
Yeah.
Your most treasured memory is doing 30. Your first time ever doing stand up.
Yeah.
How did you have 30? Well, I don't want to talk about comedy.
I just told stories.
Yeah.
It wasn't stand up, really.
Yeah, it was bad, but
Yeah.
I mean it. Yeah. It was,
I hate that I can't think of like my most treasured memory off the dome. I'm just like, it's really hard.
It's not easy.
You know what it reminds me of in Harry Potter when you have to conjure your Patronus?
Yes.
By thinking of like a really, really good memory.
Completely.
I've always thought my whole
What
life,
would it be?
what would that be?
Yeah.
What would your Patronus be?
So when I was in high school, my Patronus memory was when my cousins came to surprise me for my high school play.
Oh, that's really
because they lived in
sweet.
Georgia. And I
Wow.
just remember feeling so happy that they were there because I like never get to see them.
Yeah.
And like crying. And so obviously like growing up, that was the memory.
Right. A memory that makes you so
Because
happy you
I
cry
feel like,
is-
yeah, it's like the memory that you feel a lot of love is good for the
Yes.
Patronus.
Yeah.
So that was always like growing up mine. I don't know if it would change now, really. But
Do you know, I've been listening to Harry Potter in Spanish at 0.75 speed lately because I'm trying to improve my Spanish listening.
Yeah. What better way to learn Spanish than learn Spanish speaking a language you don't know?
Yeah.
What would your Patronus be?
My memory though for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the same question. I'm like, because also I'm like, it must be something with my family. You have to pick something with your family, otherwise you're a dick. But I feel like mine would be. I just like, I'm like, I feel like there was like, I don't know, it's hard.
I think I
You
got
have
mine.
one?
Mhm.
If you're my family, I love you. I just, it's so many good
The
ones.
first time I did the industry room, the Broadway
Yeah.
Comedy Club, my audition.
Yeah, been there, done that.
My brother came and it was the first time he saw me do stand up, and afterwards he was like, you could tell, I was just so proud. It was like,
Yeah.
yo, you're gonna be.
You know what? I've
great
had
at this.
memories like that where people are like, "Oh, you're so good."
Yeah,
That's
he's like,
so.
he was like, dude, like you stick with this because this is what you're gonna be. Like,
But
you're
overall,
gonna be great at this. And I was
it's
like, and then he said, I love you, and I was like, oh my god.
you're
He's like, yo,
"I love
don't
you
tell
too."
anybody I ever said this to you.
Yeah, I never
But
said
I love
this.
it.
I never said this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I and it's funny doing stand up in front of your family too, because sometimes you're like, this could go one of two ways.
Yeah.
This is either gonna be awesome or this is gonna suck.
I've been there. I've
Um,
never done real stand up in front of my parents though.
If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you're now living and why? Honestly,
Yes.
Oh.
Well, will it impact it?
no, you're still going to die.
No, you're gonna
Oh,
die
no.
suddenly.
No,
I mean,
no.
I'm definitely money's over. Money is no
Yeah.
object at this point.
No, I
I'm
don't.
Ubering everywhere.
I wouldn't have changed.
I'm not.
You wouldn't quit your job, Greg?
It depends on how. If I'm dying tomorrow.
No, you're dying suddenly in 1 year.
Oh,
You have a year left. You know you're gonna die suddenly. What would you change about your life?
what
if
happens to
anything?
debt when you die? Does it go to somebody else?
Well, you have no children or anything, so
Does
Yeah,
it
you're
just
not married. I
disappear?
think your parents might take it, but your
Oof,
parents are
that would be
old.
funny.
Yeah.
What better way to be like, you could have paid it off all along? Yeah,
Oh,
I
it
would,
looks like you are paying for college at
I
the
would
end of
do
the
that.
day.
Yeah, I would do that. Damn.
You do that? You would quit your job?
Yeah, I would want to know if it's like within the next year. Like, I want to know so I can drastically change my life.
Yeah. So the thing is,
I don't
you do
know though.
That's
I
not-
think it would make me really, really depressed. I don't think
yeah,
I
you
want to
think
know.
if you found out today you're gonna die in 1 year from today, I think that would make me really depressed too.
Fuck, you're right.
It's not do you want to know? It's if you knew.
Fine, I want to know.
Greg,
Greg's gonna
lock
work
in.
on his listening skills for the last year of his life.
Would I change anything? Is it asking?
Yes, it's that you find out today. You get for some reason you get this.
Can I get a second opinion?
Yeah.
I whatever the question is, the answer is yes.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
My brain's having
See
a hard
what
time
changed
wrapping.
things about your life.
Yeah.
Grace, what would you change?
I would immediately, like I said, money is over. I'm done caring about that.
Would you still do stand up?
Totally do stand up. I'd do it even more, I think.
Yeah.
But
I would
I'd be telling people, I'd be like, you guys, I'm going to die in
Yeah.
here.
If you don't come out the pucker,
yeah.
you may never see
This
me
is one of
again.
the last times
Yeah.
you're going to get to see me.
Yeah.
I'm talking to the people at the cellar. I'm like, listen, this is kind of my make-a-wish.
Yeah.
I would like to be past here before I die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd probably be doing a lot of stand-up in the last year, but it would be, and I'd be Ubering home from all of it because it's like, who's taking my assets?
Nice.
This is kind of a similar question. What does friendship mean to you?
Yawn. A bad movie.
I
Continue.
agree.
Next one.
Did you think it was a bad movie?
Yeah.
What
I think
roles,
it's hilarious, but that movie sucks.
Oh God, this is a classic. What roles do love and affection play in your life?
Pass. Next.
Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. We're partners in this. Share a total of 5 items.
Wait, this is cute.
5. Holy shit.
You could just say one.
I like your shirt, your shoes, both of them, your pants,
Do you
and
like
your hair.
You like this?
Yeah, I do.
I got it at a rummage sale. Something.
A rummage sale?
We already talked about this in the pod that you don't know what a rummage sale is.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was $2.
5 things I like about you. I like that you work hard. That's a very valuable thing in a friend. That's why my circles are tight, because I don't want to be surrounded by people who I don't think are
Lazy?
taking it seriously. Not lazy. Everyone's lazy. I'm lazy. I value that you're funny and
Thank
that
you. Thank you.
that you're a good podcast co-host.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like that Greg is.
I swear to God, if you fucking make a joke about my height, I'm gonna murder you.
I wasn't going to.
I felt it coming.
I really wasn't.
All right.
I was thinking of a nice way to say that you're you were. I don't want to use the word self-starter because it sounds like I'm hiring you for a job.
I give very fiber energy.
No, but you're very like I feel like we would not do this podcast if you were not like, we're doing it. Like
Nice.
today, you're a good okay, no, I'm committed to this.
Yeah.
And you're funny, I guess. I'll say.
Sure.
Yeah.
What about my Cat Williams impression?
Come on, man. Just tell me my impression
yeah,
is good,
yeah.
you snow bunny.
At work.
Maxim behind the camera,
Yeah,
he's
Maxim.
laughing like a motherfucker.
At work.
Every time these white bitches come on, they say something bad about my jokes. Motherfuckers don't know jokes. Cat Williams invented jokes, baby. For the next 3 minutes of this pod, I'm only talking in cat.
No. When I had to go to my office for a company walk the other
She's
day.
so tired of it, she doesn't even acknowledge when I do it. She just literally moves on.
How can I?
She doesn't realize by
What do you
just
want her
saying,
to
you're
say?
Do
good.
you guys think
you're enough.
You're great. This is a good. I love your Cat Williams impression. Do you guys think we could get Cat Williams on this podcast?
And he's gonna be talking about short kings with big old dicks.
If Greg keeps doing it.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
many days of doing a Cat Williams impression until you can
Yeah.
get Cat
Bro,
Williams on the
yes.
pod?
Yeah, make that a
Yes,
TikTok.
we
Yeah,
could
that's
do
a new
that.
series. We figured out
Day
content
number
creation.
1 trying to get Cat Williams on the pod.
I went into the office for a company walk.
Bro, I would fucking kill myself if Cat Williams came on this podcast. That would be
Yeah,
legendary.
I know.
From Maddie Wiener to Cat motherfucking Williams.
Both of whom have not been on yet.
Yes.
I know.
But one day, baby.
But one day, at least one of them will be on
Yo,
this podcast.
okay, first of all, dear Cat, the mics are they're adjustable, so I can bring it down if you need it. They bring mine down. We're one of the same, Cat.
Okay, we need to apologize.
Wait, let Grace talk about her walk. You
Okay,
got-
the company walk. I was just gonna say, one of my coworkers was talking about the Ben Shapiro impression that was on the podcast. My other coworker was like, "Well, it's better than the Cat Williams impression." She didn't like it.
That's
But you
been
know,
the pod.
hey, but you know who said? You know what? Sid, my coworker, who loves our podcast, they said, "No, I really like the Cat Williams impression."
There you go.
Dear
So
Sid.
I told you
Wait,
it was
is
coming
Sid
back around.
the what's their TikTok handle?
Yeah, they're the ones who commented
Yo, I
the
love
thing.
Sid.
Yeah, they said you're a gay 10 out of 10 because
Yeah,
of the
hell
mustache.
yeah, Sid. Is Sid gay?
Yeah.
Fucking love
Yeah.
Sid.
See, your demographic.
Sid's
That
the
means
best.
Sid's
Sid's the best. Shout out Sid.
Sid's more important than straight. I don't give a fuck about straight people's.
No. That's how you know your art is good, is if gay people like
Straight
it.
people don't even. They're not
Honestly,
original.
yeah.
Okay, we need to apologize.
I apologize to straight people.
Thank you.
It's a fun community that we belong in.
I apologize that we got so so emo on this episode. It's,
Where are you?
that was the vibe. That was
and
the vibe.
I'm so sorry.
All right, this is a good impression you have too. This is more up your. I mean,
Up my alley? Why?
just in
'Cause
terms of your casting, yeah, you should be doing more of a
Yeah.
Blink 182.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Dan Soder actually has an impression of Cat Williams having bad thoughts in his head, and it goes from like a Blink 182 song.
So you're just
it's a
being Dan Soder.
No, oh my God, dude. Yes.
Okay,
I
we
like
apologize
Dan.
to Dan Soder. We'll have you on the pod soon. Obviously, be your close personal friend. Okay, this has been our podcast.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out. This
Thank
was a
you
fun
for real
episode.
for coming. This
Yeah.
was a lot of fun. We love you. You can follow us at Hill to Die on Pod.
Look in the camera when you do it. Do it with some
Sorry,
conviction.
you can follow us at Hill to
No,
Die
you
on
can't.
Pod.
Go follow us
You
at Hill to
right
Die
now
on Pod
follow
on
us at
Instagram.
Hill to Die on Pod on
The
Instagram.
TikTok is
or
Hill,
else
period.
Dot.
Dude, it's really hard to do that.
And I'm at gklobo. You can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow Greg on Instagram at gregmelly.
It would be
And
big
you can
for the
follow
program.
Jaclyn/Jamie at jacksowack. She's
My
our
Friend's
amazing
Basement
producer.
at My Friend's Basement, which is the home to Hill to Die on and Maxim.
Yeah. Anyway, we love you. This was so fun. And are we in love yet?
I feel closer today, but you called me emo a couple too
Yeah,
many
you were
times.
too sad. But honestly, it was giving. I could
You
fix him.
you want a Ken doll, and you're not
No,
going to
I
get
don't.
him.
You
It's
know I don't. You know
2025.
people that I've been interested in, and you know I don't want a
Yeah,
perfect.
but I love all of them.
Yeah, well, okay. Anyway, we love you so much.
Thanks,
Almost
guys.
as much as we love each other. Bye.
Bye.